Center.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Jaguars come away with a 7-point win. The Panthers lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the NFC South. Charles Rogers had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Aaron Brooks passed for over 100 yards and helped his Chiefs beat the Saints. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Falcons win their 5th game of the season. In the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., we had the Redskins fall by 10 points. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Tony Hollings will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 6 years, $2.3 million. Michael Waddell will have a new place to call home as he accepts a new contract. 6 years, $1.9 million.
Down in Texas Stadium, we had the Cowboys squeeze out a 4-point victory. The Colts defense held their opponents to under 50 rushing yards in their win at the RCA Dome. The Seahawks won on the road and will now head home to meet the Dolphins. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Tony Gonzalez won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. He's suffering from a pulled calf muscle, and that'll keep him out for 4 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Javon Walker might be the biggest loss on this list. Doctors confirming the worst this week, a torn hamstring. And that'll put him out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now the big story of the day. Trent Green is going to find himself on the shelf, and that will be a major blow to his team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
The Jets won this contest, but will stay at the 2nd place in the AFC East. Wayne Raspberry Crabette had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Ricky Williams ran to pay dirt 3 times and helped his Giants beat the Cardinals. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Steelers pick up their 6th win of the year. And in our final game, we had the Packers come away victorious. So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.